Now Arnold has its own menu of lights that work specifically for Arnold. They are a little bit easier to set up because there's less adjustments you have to do to make them work with the Arnold renderer. So let's examine a couple of those lights. So at the top of the menu, if we select Arnold, we drag down to Lights, and let's see what the area light does for our scene. So we'll select an area light. Now Maya has an area light similar to the Arnold renderer, and actually the icon for the area light with Arnold and Maya's area light looks very similar. So if we scale this area light up, you'll see it is a square shape with an X through the center, and then you'll see this little tail or nose coming off and protruding off of the surface. This tail is indicating which direction the light or where the light is directed. So you need to make sure that your little tail here, your nose protruding off of the surface, is pointing towards where you want to light your scene. If it is pointing away from your scene will not be lit. So I'll make sure that my tail is pointing towards my scene here. And then I'll bring the Arnold render over, and you can see I still don't have anything showing up just as I did previously. So with the Arnold light, we still need to do a slight adjustment. So if I bring up the attribute editor for the area light, Control A, this will bring up the attribute editor for the Arnold light. So just like the Maya light, we need to change the intensity. At default, the Arnold light intensity is set to 1. So again, I'm going to use the same ballpark intensity setting of 50,000. So I'll enter 50,000. And as soon as I enter 50,000, that's when we start seeing some lighting effects. You'll notice this is a much softer light. So this area light is like a big diffusing light in photography. So it gives you a nice soft lighting effect as if you're in a cloudy day. It's not direct sunlight, but it's a soft light with soft shadows, as you can see as I zoom in closer. So you'll notice when I do move around my scene, we see a lot of dirt and noise. And then you'll notice that Arnold does another pass. So it's rendering this scene in a number of passes to clean up some of the artifacts that are showing up based on the settings for your light and your render settings. If I zoom in closer to my render, we can see there's a lot of dirt and grime and noise in the shadows. So the first line of defense to clean up this noise in the shadows is to select your light, and this time we're going to go into the render globals. So that's going to be your clapperboard icon at the top of your Maya menu. It's going to be the fourth from the left. So it's the clapper bar with the gear on it. We'll open that up. First thing you want to do is verify you've got your render setting set to Arnold Render and not the Maya software render. So I've got Arnold Render selected. Across the top here, you'll notice there's a number of tabs on the render settings. This is giving you access to different types of information about the settings for your render. In this situation, we're going to be cleaning up this noise in the shadows. To address that issue, we need to go to the Arnold Render tab, and the camera anti-aliasing is a large effector for this noise and artifacts that we're seeing. So currently the camera anti-aliasing is set to 3. If we raise it to something larger, let's say 9, and then I allow the Arnold render to re-render our scene, you'll notice it's taking a little bit longer to render. So it's still cleaning up. We have a lot of this noise. And then when it's done, you'll notice we've got most of that noise taken care of. It's cleaned up, it's softened the noise, it's given us a nicer render in the shadows.